With all these villains around and their origin stories coming to fruition, who exactly are you gonna call? No, 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 no. Batman! Welcome to the heart of the stories we tell. My name is Rob, and tonight I will be reviewing Episode 15, The Sinking Ship, The Grand Applause. Such a strange set of names. Tonight's episode is one of those ones that I just love to review, because everything perfectly intertwined. Each story had characters showing up from other stories, and then slowly dripping back in and back out. Everything tied up in a nice, neat knot of theme and plot. And, it was still a pretty straightforward one, really. It was all about getting the gangs back together. Oh, yeah. And the birth of the Big Bat. So, alright. What I do here is I review stories as they come up. I come up with theories on how and why we tell stories on Sundays, and I do Throwback Thursdays on Thursdays. If that sounds interesting to you and you want to hear me ramble on about getting to the heart of the stories, click the subscribe button. But alright, I'm surprised we didn't get a Ra's al Ghul cameo with everything else that was going on tonight. Like I said, everything was kind of building to a head. We had Gordon meeting back up with and working with Bullock once again. We have Alfred back with Bruce last week, but this week we have Bruce reconnecting with Selina. I did love that scene. We'll get to it. But we also have Butch, and Butch is back, and Penguin's back. Pretty much everyone's... Alright, maybe not everyone's back, but pretty close. So once again, it's stop. Spoiler time. So the Riddler's back, baby. And as Grundy said in the episode, you're not Ed, and I'm not Grundy. It was pretty spot on. Now, I was going to make a joke about how Lee was undercover in the worst possible way at the beginning of the episode with that stupid hood on, and how everyone didn't recognize her anyway, but whatever. Just skip that. Because it was so awesome watching Ed outsmart people again, watching him free Penguin, watching Bullock just watch as it all went down because, oops. And then Lee, I'll shoot the bitch myself. Just that entire exchange between the three of them was great. But of course then Ed had to go find Grundy, and instead of finding Grundy, what he finds is Butch. And it, again, just so amazing. All of that going on. Well, Harvey ran into Penguin while looking for the accountant, is it? Something like that. Because they need to find out who Falcone's eyes and ears were up here. We still have Poison Ivy running around, but she herself plays very little active part in this. What she does do, though, is provide the reasoning why Selina wants to buy back stuff, and why she needs Bruce. She needs Bruce for the money, and that's kind of sad. Because I love the two of them in the comics. I like the two of them in almost everything. But this actor and actress, they really knock it out of the park. I mean, you can tell their little flirty chemistry, their childishness, and all of the fun. Plus, she kicks total ass. And now so does he, I will admit. But I loved the whole part where he was dark and broody and was talking about how, oh, you should next time take the deal. That really felt like a Batman moment. It felt like Catwoman and Batman, point blank, and it totally is deserved because we've had 4 years of build-up with this, and the two of them knock it out of the park every time they're on screen together. But then we get the funny situations, like Penguin just walking around the corner and running into Jim and Bullock, and then literally just a minute later, Zaz and whatever the crazy guy's name is come around the corner too and are there to kill him, but Lee comes out and rescues him and steals Jim's car. I mean, come on, this is so ridiculous. But it is so Gotham! And Zaz is another one of those characters that just, grabs you by the seat of your pants every time he's on screen. I loved him mouthing off to Falcone. So where are we on priorities? Pen or Penguin? And her, she just had the best answer. Do both. I have not been the biggest fan of Falcone, especially with her playing the whole chess master role earlier in the season. But I have to admit, he or she was good. She was a great crime boss mafioso, and someone that feels like it fit within the Batman mythos. Now, of course, Gordon and Bullock have to track down Penn, and when they do, they find him in the craziest place imaginable. And for Gotham, that's saying something. Now, normally I would go through and talk about how crazy someone would have to be to want to be infantized like that. But you know what? There's got to be like something in the water in Gotham, because it drives everybody batty. Dun dun. All right, so Gordon and Bullock are there, and Lee is on the way, and Penguin was going to be on the way until he found out that Riddler's being shot at the same time. The only characters who don't end up all tied together in this plot are the ones that are dealing with the after effects of the Ivy plot, specifically Bruce and Selina, who, again, I really loved the whole, what am I supposed to do, just apologize for robbing them? Yeah, that's it. Just say sorry. Which was kind of the connective tissue of tonight. Bruce and Selina, Harvey and Gordon, why can't I think? Tabitha and Butch, even Penguin and Riddler and what's her name? Tompkins. All of it really is just, how do you say you're sorry when you've hurt someone? How do you win back the trust of someone that you broke the trust with? And at different levels, you see it in different ways. Of course, that's not even beginning to talk about the headaches. The headaches. Everyone does remember how I've been saying for a while now that the shadow of Ra's al Ghul isn't done with Gotham, and that something that he did when he put that magic in her was going to still play off. I will take that told you so right now. But before we talk about that, there's that end. Falcone, like I said, totally showed to be a badass villain this week. But in the end, you had to know who was coming to the rescue. Lee. And you know what? Part of me wants to fault it for the ridiculousness of her showing up just with Bullock's car as Bullock needed it. But again, in Gotham, that was just kind of humorous. What was way better was Sophia saying, "This is the end of our story." And it was, because she got shot. And she got shot twice. Gordon was shot like 10 times, and he was barely conscious. But her shot went right through the head. Now, part of me wants to say that's the end of her story forever, but on a show like this where we've already had a couple of ridiculous resurrections, I can't really fault the show for holding on to the fact that, shot through the head is what pretty much happened to Grundy, and Grundy's back. Grundy no fight girls, though. Then we have, just in time, Penguin going to save the Riddler. And you know what? I thought that was pretty cool, especially the fact that it was that pier. That same pier that we've seen, 100 times. Riddler and Penguin have both been thrown off it, I believe. But I also loved Riddler's whole, the worst torture is letting that be the stupidest thing I ever heard. But remember, with the two of them trusting each other, there's still a Joker in town. Something that is going to play off a lot next week. And I loved in the preview the fact that Selina wanted to help, and Bruce said, "You don't owe me anything." There's a great scene from the comics I'm going to reference next week, I can already tell. But either way, then we have Lee going nuts at the end and smashing the guy's hand with the hammer. And then we have my told you so scene, which basically comes down to the fact that Ra's al Ghul planned this all along. And that's cool because, well, that's like who the main chess master of the comics is. Well, almost everyone, like Bane and Ra's al Ghul was good enough. But I'm having a ton of fun with this. What about you? Do you see a lot of the birth of Batman here, or do you just see a lot of filler? I was told that, what was the show, Krypton, which I didn't get to see last night, actually had turned one of Kal-El's ancestors into Batman. I don't know what they meant by that. But let me know down in the comments what you think, and if you think I should review that. Plus, of course, like and share this video, click the subscribe button, and join my little community here. Gotham is one of those shows that can really get inside your head, because it's full of psychopaths. Good guys, bad guys, the heroes Gotham deserves, the heroes Gotham needs. But at the end of the day, getting to the heart of this Batman story gets us a little closer to the heart of all of the stories we tell. Have a good night, and thanks for watching.